Welcome back to the show, everybody. You know me, I'm Mr. Pop That Thing, the 100 with a G.O.D. Always surrounded by my family, the squadron, and you. Yes, you're live right here with us, right here on CGRF TV. And yo, welcome back to the Savage Era. You know where we get all your pro wrestler rule all up in the building. We're about to get into this double or nothing joint, but y'all heard in my voice because I was trying to figure out whether or not I should even say anything at all. That maybe I should just ignore the things that happened and just like talk about pro wrestling. But pro wrestling and adjacent or not, it's just that it's not been a good week for the professional wrestling world. Like first, man, we lost Shad, and I'm just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I love Crown Time. I loved every negative stereotype they represented. But Chad and JTG was having fun, and I was having fun with them. And we can get into the missed opportunity that was JTG and Shad Gaspar. But when you talk about Shad, things that he did outside after he left WWE, man, he was out there in the street shining. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you knew where to look for Shad, Shad was out there doing this thing and building his own stuff. And I will say this on the side: if you have not read either of JTG's books, those are must. Those are must reads for any. If you call yourself a wrestling fan, you need to hear those stories about a man who sat for years and collected the check, and ain't nobody mad at him. But the thing is that the way we lost Shad, and it's like the thing is that it didn't dawn on me till I hit record, knowing I was gonna talk about this. Is I do the exact same thing in a heartbeat. I would. That's it's not even about what they say. True heroism, nah. That is unconditional love. When you know that it's more important to save those you care about and make that grand sacrifice for yourself. And it's like, yo, I got tears in my eyes just thinking about it. Because, like, this is really the first time I really thought about how that ended for Shad, like, in a way that is, like, getting to me right about now. And knowing that I have to, like, clear all of this out, and we still got somebody else to talk about, and we still got a pay-per-view, but that's fucked up. So I'm like, yo, R.I.P. Rest in power to my man Shad. Like sending all that love out there to everybody, to his wife, his kids, and everybody who was deeply affected by this loss. Man, we lost somebody great. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the way you just want to go out. But then on the other side of that damn coin, this Hana Kimura shit. I'm just like, how? Why? It's I don't. You know what? Let me say this as real as I can as I sit here and really think about this. Some of you human beings can be some evil motherfuckers, I swear. Have you not figured out? Do you not understand? Words are weapons and words hurt. And it was a shame that people piled so much on that woman that the only way that she could get some peace was do what she did. And whether you respect her choice or not, it's a shame because I'll just say this from this side of the view. That woman had her whole life ahead of her. 22 years old. Snuffed out because it's a shame. It is. It's a fucking shame, and I don't know. We have to be strong for ourselves, and more importantly, we have to be strong for each other in times like this. I know that we live in this world, and I've been noticing it more and more lately. It is weird to walk around in this world and see everybody wearing face masks and shit. It's out of some fucking video game, I swear to God. I was talking to my brother Mac a couple of days ago, and we kind of had a little joke, like, we like can still like in the middle of the first cutscene of like some weird, scary ass fucking post-apocalyptic nuclear video game, and it's like this lady talking and shit, and it's like it's getting weirder and weirder. But even given that, it is in these times more importantly, or ever, that we be decent existential beings and just exist and just try. I understand the way that this world is or whatever, and I get you and I understand it, but I do the best I can to while I sit up here and do what I do and say what I say to not be that kind of toxic person. You know what I'm saying? Like, your words hurt. What you say affects people. Your actions in general, let's just put it there. Your actions affect people. And because I don't know. It's a fucking shame. It is. I don't know what else the hell you want me to say right about now. A fucking shame that we lost someone that young who had her whole life ahead of her because somebody can't keep their fucking mouth shut. And I'm just keeping it 101% honest. I do know what? This is what we're gonna do. I can't talk about this anymore, and I'm not. I'm not. This is not what this is or supposed to be. We're here to talk about wrestling. That's what we do here on the Savage Era. And it's like this is about to take a turn into something really personal. And I'm going to say something that I don't want to take back. That's something I will own to. And that's not what this show is for. So, let's just close the book simply on this. Let's just remember who we are. And in this time, more importantly, because this world is a scary place, who we need to be for ourselves, the people we care about, and hell, for the people we don't even fucking know. How about that? How about that for these? Just done. All right, y'all ready? Give me a second. Just give me a second. I just need a second to breathe. All right, I just do. Like normally at this juncture, I stop the damn video. You never can see this ever. No, cause that's letting evil people win. No, you need to see me exactly like this. You need to see me understanding and feeling and knowing what heroes are and what evil people can be and how nasty that this world can be. And that we have to be bigger and stronger for that, not only for ourselves, but forever. Me and some drink, man. Okay. Tears wiped away. Let's talk some pro wrestling, goddammit. Alright. AEW double or nothing, baby. The one on Triple G. Yo, D, Mr. Pop, that thing. Yeah, hell, I'm going to redo the intro. Yo, I'm always surrounded by my family, the squadron. You know, that Squish Murder and the crew, the Green Monster, the congregation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, the Lady of Rage who's bringing you all this here on Uno, Dos, Braces, and Quattros. We all stay winning. Everybody. Now, let's talk this double or nothing business. Remember, previously on the Savage Era, we've been talking a lot of WWE and things of that nature. And actually, we're gonna actually talk about a little bit of WWE, given our opening actual match on this card. We're gonna talk a little bit about that because I got something that needs to literally be said to somebody that I know. I see you, and I'm gonna shout you out on that. But even given that, here's something that I thought about while I was watching Double or Nothing that I didn't think about like until I was watching it. I am glad AEW ain't popping out a pay-per-view every damn month. Because there is no rush to build these great things that have wonderful payoffs. And a lot of this was a lot of payoff for a lot of story building and a lot of time given. And we're going to touch on that. But I just wanted to just give a shout out because, yo, the builds to some of these matches have been insane and wonderful to watch, especially when we talk about some of our main events and our championships of the evening and things like that. But I just want to sit up here and I just want to put it out there to AEW. I thank you for breaking the mold, for sitting up here, knowing and understanding that because of this world that we've learned to innovate in professional wrestling, even given that, and that y'all still doing y'all thing by putting on some of the best work all around in the professional wrestling business. So thank y'all very much. So let's get to that buy-in, ladies and gentlemen. My boy's best friends, sans Orange Cassidy, because Orange Cassidy has something to do, but you know, my boy's best friends versus Private Party. Now here's the thing: the match wasn't 100% perfect, but I will say this though, I will. The reason why I appreciated this match was not only, you know what I'm saying, just get it out the way, the tribute to my boy Shaq Espo off the G9 and all that, but I just love watching best friends and Private Party just can wrestle, yo. Like, and it's like, and that's one of the other things that I want to commend AEW on. That they sold me on a lot of things that it's like, it's getting back to like why I watch New Japan and only talk about it one time a year and rarely bring up NXT, because I just want to sit up here and enjoy wrestling without having to analyze every single thing, knowing I'm going to get in the front of the mic and talk about it. So when I get a chance to sit up here and like while I'm sitting up here just chilling, watch some AEW Dark or something, you know what I'm saying? I watch the BD Elite to put all that stuff together. It's a wonderful thing. And I'm like, best friends been clowning, Private Party been clowning. Best friends, though, your number one contenders for the shot. Like, yo, it was a great match, like I said, but it was some little missteps here and there. And then, like, I really think if it wasn't a misstep, it'd be a better match, but it was a great match. Must watch. Things of that nature. So, now that we get to the card in general, One of the big matches of the evening was the casino ladder match. There is a poker chip hanging above the ring. The winner pulls it down. It's a damn ladder match, ladies and gentlemen, which featured the boy Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela taking the place of Phoenix, Luchasaurus, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian, Kip Sabian, my boy Darby Allin, and that boy Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Now, the lead up to this match is that we announced the 8 people long before the Phoenix thing, and Joey Janela replaced him. Is that there was supposed to be a 9th competitor in this match, and I'm just kind of like, 9 people in a ladder match. I don't know about that, but hey, I don't book these things. I just watch them and then I just take my take on them. So like, you have 9 people in a ladder match. You want to know who that 9th man was? Brian Cage, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the reason why I sit up here and say it like that, let's just get this out the way. Brian Cage won the match. Give me a second. My TV just went off, and I do not know why. Can I please? I don't know why this all of a sudden went off. I don't understand these things. This TV is crazy and weird. I don't get it. Let me. Better. Thank you. Anywho, as I was saying, my boy Brian Cage won. Now, here's the thing. Number one, let's set this up. He came out with Taz, so I don't know if this is going to be a Nation of Violence thing where Samoa Joe walks around with Taz, Taz all of a sudden disappears, and Joe doesn't carry the thing at all. But the reason why I bring up Brian Cage, because I just want to sit up here and say this live on the mic. Shout out to my boy Young Money Bags, Drew. I see you because a couple of months ago, when he told me through the grape that my boy Killer Cross got released from Impact and was fit to be on NXT, I was scared because I peek in on Impact. I sneak in on Impact, but given what it is that they do, I don't really want to watch them enough. And not saying that that's the bad of the product. I watch too much wrestling as it is. So something had to be sacrificed, quote unquote, that it was something that I couldn't pay much attention to. But I was peeking in. Brian Cage won their championship and all that long before all the craziness had happened and whatever and things of that nature. Killer Cross was doing their thing. Let's just sit up here and say this right now. Mr. Carrion versus my boy Ciampa. That's gonna be a murder fight. Let's just put that out there right now. Karrion Kross, my boy Tommaso Ciampa. That's gonna be a murder fight that I am going to enjoy. I'm literally gonna pop popcorn and do this while they kill each other. It's gonna be fun. I'm going to love watching the hell out of that. And that was your NXT moment, live right here on the Savage Air. So we've done that, so throw that out the way. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Brian Cage because let's just say this. Given how your first main event ended, I don't know. Because given the what Brian Cage is, and given you know who won, who we won't speak of it, I don't know. So unless they are about to one and done that and then get back to wins and loss matters again and things of that nature, I don't know, but again, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. When it was the 8 men in the ring when they announced the match, long before Brian Cage was involved, I honestly sat up here and said that Scorpio Sky was going to win it because given the role that he'd have been on, you know what I'm saying, I kind of figured that that they would do that, you know what I'm saying, like because when Le Champion was doing his thing, I'm like Scorpio Sky was hauling that mix and he almost won the damn championship. So it was kind of one of those things, given the state of that other thing we won't talk about and wondering what they're going to do with that, wondering would that be the case. But when I really think about it now as the build-up, that whoever was the mystery man was going to win it. So I don't know how much of this is a rocket pack to AEW's moon when it comes to Brian Cage, what that means for Taz or whatever the case is. I don't know. Match was dope. It was a little missteps here and there, but it's 9 men in a ladder match, so dumb things happen. I could not tell you 99% of the things that happen because it's too much. It's kind of one of those things that you should sit down and watch that one. That's one you sit down because you just sit up here and you just watching the car crashes happen. It's just kind of one of those, and it was messy in that good way of watching that stuff happen. So I am interested to see what they do with my boy Brian Cage. I'm interested to see how you handle that, given who your champion will be at the end of this pay-per-view, what kind of program you could run around that. So, that's going to be what I'm going to say about that. See, the last time we talked about AEW, I had questions about what they was gonna do about my boy Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I had questions. I'm like, he is one of the very, very bright spots of watching professional wrestling today, and I will give him that. I just enjoy what that man does. I just enjoy like knowing that another 10 years from now, he gonna be a multiple time world champion. MJF gonna be the business in the next 10 years. I'm just telling you what it is. Like stamp whatever. Like he is that dude. Given like, cause again, like I said, I was wondering what was literally going to happen with him because his Cody feud was over. Because it's like the thing is, when I think about it now, as the build for this, as we got to this point about what was gonna happen with MJF, he did a lot of talking, and then you know what I'm saying, he got mixed up with the Jungle Boy and the Squadron, Marco Stone, Luchasaurus, all them and stuff like that, just trying to figure that out or whatever. While Cody's doing his thing, and because his match is next, and we're gonna talk about that, we can talk about that. But I really think they did a great job by giving MJF something to do while they figure out what to truly do with him. But for me to follow that up and say the following, I knew, you know what I'm saying, that I was gonna get something nice. It was gonna be MJF and Jungle Boy, and the build was great. That match blew me away. And it blew me away in the instance of is that I walked into the match like being like, yo, this is just gonna be MJF and Jungle Boy, and they just gonna wrestle and they gonna do the thing. It's gonna be a decent match. It was better than a decent match, and that kind of blew me away because I know Jungle Boy can do his thing. I know MJF can wrestle, but it's like they made each other look good. And I think that's the important thing. Even with MJF coming away with the win, Jungle Boy looked amazing. Real rap. And I really think that one thing that again, more of that thing I appreciate about AEW, they know how to book things to make people look good. Like just like we talked about last time. That when we talked about that match with Orange Cassidy on the last pay-per-view about how that was probably the most important match in Orange Cassidy's career when it comes to getting in front of people for people to understand like what Orange Cassidy is. This is more of a match where people watching where they get to be like, yo, MJF that beast mode, Jungle Boy can do his thing and they making each other look good. It was a lot of ebb and flowing back and forth, and when you get a good match that got that wobble on it, I'm like, yo, you can do some good work. So this is another one that you should definitely watch, and I do definitely appreciate that. Previously on this show, because we've got a lot of that. The one thing that I had to complain about was that there was no mid-card championship. There wasn't. And it's like, and I really honestly think that we needed more than one single strap to fight for. I have no idea what a TNT championship is going to be or what matters, but the tournament was off the chain. This was a wonderful platform for the world to see Lance Archer do his thing, for the return of one of the greatest of all time after everything that man had been through by Jake the Snake Roberts. And it's just like everything about that was amazing. And like the whole tournament, the whole build. But see, I'm going to interrupt myself because I need to say this out loud. I wish Cody would have never wrestled Jericho with that dumb, stupid ass stipulation of he can never wrestle for the belt. Now, here's the thing. I'll say this, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it because it came up during this feud. I understand why. In storyline, I understand why, because you are a executive, a face of the company, you don't want to be Mr. Hunter Hearst. You don't want to be that guy winning the championship in Royal Rumble. You don't want to be that guy for it to build a story, so I can kind of understand it from that. But at the same time, they need to like retcon that. Like they need a new 52 of, yeah, Cody can win the title if he want to, because I just thought it was stupid. That's just me. I just thought that it wasn't, like, I don't even want to say it was like a bad booking decision. I'm like, because I really honestly think that was something that was decided in a room with thought and care, but to not be able to ever win the top prize for your company, at some point, someone's got to retcon that out of existence. Because again, like I say, it's stupid. But anyway, I've done enough talking about that. again, let's just get back to what we're talking about. The build up to this was insane. Like, Lance Archer was in that tournament murdering people, including one Dustin Rose, who we're going to speak about later because, it's a thing. But anyway, regardless of that, this really got interesting when, number one, I'm Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could talk about Iron Mike Tyson in wrestling, but you know what? You should probably watch WrestleMania 14. That's probably what you should do because, or hear the better thing, you should hear Stone Cold Steve Austin talk about it. But that's another conversation for another day. But the way that final Dynamite where you had the Enforcer on one side and Jake the Snake Roberts on the other, and it's like that was some of like the best I've ever seen. And then being in that, you reminded knowing that Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake Roberts have never wrestled each other in the history of the universe, and it's kind of like, how did we miss that? Like, how was that an oversight on somebody's part? That Jake the Snake Roberts and Arn Anderson never wrestled ever. And it's like, word? Like, that don't make no sense. But okay, I believe you. I will go back to saying this. That was insane. He like, man, I will spine busting your punk ass in the middle of this ring, you some bitch. I'm like, wow. Like, Jake with that, putting that snake on Brandy, sitting up here talking shit about this woman. Like, this shit got deeply fucking personal really fucking quick. Like, literally, this got deep, like, for real, this got really grimy really quick. Why do you think the name of this show is called The Savage Era? Because this was getting savage. Real shit. This was, you know what? I was finna say something, and I realized I was not talking about the person that I was thinking of, so I will leave that reference in my own head. But this got deeply personal, really quick. I appreciate that. And this match was off the chain. It's like, the thing is, and I'll say this, even given the build, I was surprised at the finish. I was really surprised at the finish. Not because of who won, but how. And how also the thing I thought was going to happen didn't. Let me explain. This match was up and down great. Like, Cody and Lance Archer went and tore it down. However, I was looking for a lot more scandalous cheating shit in the match because you got Iron Mike Tyson. He can drop a fool. Remember, if he hits you with that flashing uppercut, you just die. So there's that in real life. Like, literally, he flash and hit you with an uppercut before 1 minute and 30 seconds. You instantly die and you never get the fuck back up. So that's one thing. Number two, given, getting right on my face trying to get some of that sweat off. Given also that it wasn't as much interference on either side from the coaches, which I thought was weird. There was a little, hang on the ring stuff, but other than Orange sitting up here and crotching Lance Archer, it wasn't as much as I was looking for. I really wanted Arn Anderson to spinebuster Jake the Snake Roberts, but understanding he been doing DDP yoga and that man's spine probably he probably would have ended that man's career again, and we don't need that. I'm like, Jake didn't work so hard to work through all his problems. Like, we don't need to put this man in traction with a spine buster. But I bet you if Jake could have took the bump, he'd have took it. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. If Jake could have took the bump for an arm spine buster, he'd have took the bump. That's just what I believe. Like, Jake the Snake Roberts ain't the main one for it. So I honestly, literally believe that if the case was that he would have took the bump for that, he'd have did it. The thing is, though, Cody won mostly clean after 2 crossroads. But again, that also does the wonderful mystique, and we're going to get into a little bit of mystique later, of making Lance Archer look really, really good. Because he took 2 crossroads back to back to get the championship. So you got to sit up here and you got to commend that. Again, like I said, I was surprised Mike Tyson wasn't more involved. This is what Mike Tyson did the whole match. He just sitting there with the title around his waist. Yo, get him. That part where Arn got thrown out, he like doing this or whatever. I really expected Mike Tyson to knock a fool out, and Mike Tyson didn't knock a fool out. So I don't know. I don't know why Mike Tyson didn't sit up here and hit it with a flash uppercut. He was like, dude, hit you one of them motherfuckers. I don't know why that didn't happen, but it didn't happen. So I can't be mad at that. I'm wondering, like, because again, I've got questions, and I don't really honestly think that we are going to get an answer on Dynamite about like what is this title. Because even throughout the tournament, I didn't quite like the one thing that wasn't pushed hard enough for me was why. I understand that that they naming the title after the channel they own, but what does this title mean? What does it represent? How does that fluctuate your status in the company? I don't know, but Cody won a title. Cody should have been the AEW champion. And again, and I'm gonna say this, could y'all retcon that shit out of existence? Because still don't make no sense to me, but whatever. But yeah, great match. Definite watch. Great match up and down. I'm going to say this live about this next match. That Chris Statlander Penelope Ford match. I walked in that not really expecting nothing because it was just one of those matches that was just thrown at me at the last minute during like the build for this pay-per-view. So it's kind of like, well, this is just a match. It's going to be different. I'm like, yo, I got a lot more enjoyment out of that match. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot more enjoyment out of that match that I'm willing to admit that I did, because I walked in the match being like, yo, this is gonna be your straight women's match or whatever. They both gonna look good or whatever, but it was better than I gave it credit for, and some more Kip Sabian being involved or whatever. But other than that, standard decent match for them both of these ladies. They both look good, you know what I'm saying? And those are the things you need to ask for. So I get the honor and the privilege to say this. I'm glad you guys remember my boy Shawn Spears exists. Now, for those of you who don't watch AEW Dark or things like that, you literally probably thought Shawn Spears was just somewhere chilling somewhere. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things I wish I would have mentioned that I'll mention now because I'm right here. I appreciate, and I do, that they got like a lot of the OGs really standing behind these talents. Like, again, we got Arn coaching Cody. We got Jake the Snake with Lance Archer, which I think is probably gonna bear a whole bunch of fruit. And the original that I've always appreciated was Tully Blanchard with Shawn Spears. I just really think that, especially when they with that build up between Shawn Spears and Cody, it's just kind of like that was something that got super deeply personal, really quick, with all the multiple angles that they went for that. And it's like, yo, it gave a chance for OG like Tully Blanchard to look good, because yo, he is one of the greatest of all times. And it's like Shawn Spears, he a future legend. I'm like, yo, I love that dude. I always have, you know what I'm saying? I've always appreciated him as a wrestler, always, throughout the years. Always, and even giving that. And it's like, yo, when they did that SSN promo, that shit was ridiculous. He literally unretired and retired a man, or the reverse thereof in one promo. And I'm just like, really now? This is what we doing. So I'm wondering, are they going to be doing more of that? Because it's like, it made Shawn Spears look good in a way, because it reminded people who don't sit up here and absorb the whole bubble of AEW that, yo, Shawn Spears still wrestle and he murdering fools. So here's a reminder of that. The thing is that Shawn Spears came out because, the whole thing of Lance Archer murdered my brother or whatever in the middle of the ring, talking about throwing in the towel or something. Don't worry about that part of it. Is that Shawn Spears came out in a suit. You know what I'm saying? Him and Aubrey in the ring, and Shawn Spears like, count. Like, I don't have time for this. And it's like, you knew what this was, because the build-up of it was Shawn Spears came out, talked this shit, had him fake play Dustin's music, and it was kind of like, oh, this is where we're going. Because it's like, as soon as they did that, yeah, Dustin's here. You know what I'm saying? They just, I don't know whether they were stalling for time, if this was part of whatever it was. But then Dustin came out, Brandy came out, talked her shit, Dustin rolled up on him, and then it was a quick match where literally this man had Tully Blanchard's face on his nutsack, and I'm just kind of like, really? Really now? That's what we're doing. Tully Blanchard's face on nutsack. That's where we're going with this? Fine, whatever. Match was alright. I'm like, I appreciated that when I think about it now as I'm speaking about it. Like, I appreciate what the match was because of what it needed to be, but as something to remind me that a man literally had another man's picture on his underdrawers is one thing. The wrestling, not so much. So the wrestling was there, it was here, so it like balances. It's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to know that Dustin Rhodes isn't dead, and you know he got to win over Sean Spears. So you know it is what it is with that. More SSN thing. Gotta get straight. Let me get some water. I'm a little thirsty. We got our next match in the building. Sorry about that. Apologies, no apologies. So, the AEW Women's Champion, Nyla Rose, defending her strap against Hikaru Shida, who has been the #1 contender for 3 goddamn months. Yeah, that's a thing. That is literally a thing. But I think Hikaru Shida would have got a shot if it wasn't for all this craziness or whatever. Because it's been a while. Like, Nyla Rose been wrestling, but she ain't defended the title. So it's kind of like that. And that's just booking things. It's not necessarily her fault. The build to this was insane. Ladies and gentlemen, meet my friend Miss Kendo Stick. Bitch! That's just what it was. Like I appreciated like how raw and gangster this got really, really quickly. I do. I like seriously, I appreciate how this build got raw, quick. Like, yo, it's like, and it got so raw is that I think what was the best thing for the match, now that I think about it, because of no disqualification, no DQ, anything goes. Anything goes. And I really think that given the result, it was the only way you could book it. And what I mean by that is Hikaru Shida is your new AEW Women's Champion. I will say this though. They put on one hell of a show. Like this is not even one of those things where it's like I came and expected something. No, I knew what I was coming in for. I had my thought that my girl Nyla was gonna knock her off. You know what I'm saying? It was just gonna Hikaru Shida was gonna put up one hell of a fight. And yes, internet, I do appreciate the Tifa cosplay. It was wonderful because you know Tifa. But anyway. I walked into this match like, yo, they're going to go back and forth and kill each other. Nyla's going to overcome. She's going to overcome. I don't know why overcoming is something for your heel champion, but here we are. I kind of figured that it was going to be Hikaru Shida was going to get some in, Nyla was going to get some in. They was going to ebb and flow back and forth, and then it was just going to be a push for Nyla to just go ahead and put her away. The reverse happened. A lot of things happened in that match, but that Avalanche Falcon arrow though, like, go back and watch it. Like, the way that on the way down that Hikaru Shida turned Nyla's body to hit that move, I was like, God damn. I'm like, yo. She sat up her, like, I don't know how to really demonstrate it because she did this and then she like twisted her like 90 degrees and just said, boom, and just laid her. And I'm just like, I had to rewind it a couple times because I was flabbergasted. Like, wow. Like, yo, cause Nyla Rose, big woman. She big, she thick, she's super thick. So, you know, for Carl, she didn't happen to sit up her and do that, but some of that had to be Nyla working with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because wrestling's a dance. So it's like some of that had to be Nyla like giving up something for her to make sure that she could properly hit that. And there was a whole bunch of knees and kendo shots, and then Carl, she was the champion. Go watch the damn match. I can't describe it to you. The Avalanche Falcon arrow was fucking insane. The rest of the match is much-watched stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what the reign of Hikaru Shida is going to be, and we'll probably start to find it out. Because, honestly, even given that we got some news during the night about my girl Britt Baker, I think we are at least maybe a title reign away for a nice long Britt Baker run. That's just me. That's just where I am right now. I don't really think that, injury or not, I don't really think that she was going to get anywhere near a champion. And not that she isn't championship material or anything like that. But I really appreciate what she does now with this what's the word that I'm looking for? This look up to me, I'm Britt Baker, I'm an outstanding citizen while I shit on Tony Schiavone, who doesn't deserve to be shit on because he's one of the greatest of all time. Like, that man was serving coffee, putting food on the table because he needs some health insurance. Like, yo, that's respects all day. So again, like, wondering like what's going to be like what's immediate for the women's division now that Hikaru Shida's champion. It's like, I don't think Nyla Rose on because it's like this is not a rematch place. So it's like she did not got knocked down a couple, so she gonna have to beat some fools to get a chance to get at her. So it'll be interesting on Wednesday when they reset the bracket and see what they gonna do. Whether we gonna go excuse me, whether it's going to be a number one contendership match or they'll sit up here and actually go back to the rankings to sit up here who's going to face the Carl Sheeta, and that's going to be interesting. And it's like, given what things are, I would love to see my girl Big Swole. Cause I love me some Big Swole. Like I love to see Big Swole up in there. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see what it is that they do. And Dynamite on Wednesday should get us started to try to reset what's going on with it in the women's division. So it is what it is with that. So here's a match I've seen before: Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee. The last time I saw a Jon Moxley Brody Lee match that I actually cared about, there were tacks and a table involved because it was CZ motherfucking W. Jesus! Had you. I'm not fit to shout to Matthew. It's CZW. Okay, see, I needed that. Given the opening of this damn thing, I needed a laugh right now. I swear to God, I did. I needed a laugh right now. CZW. Jesus! Oh man, I'm done with myself, bro. I swear to God, I'm done to me. Okay, I need some more water. CZW. See, here's the other thing though, that we really need to discuss. No funny. Is this whole Exalted One thing. We should really talk about that, because as much as I, as wrestling fan, appreciate Brody Lee as wrestler, just kind of Exalted One thing, Dark Order thing get kind of flat for me. Like, I appreciate that they found something for my boy Brody Lee really quickly to get him something, like, you know what I'm saying, to really give him the gravitas he deserved, because he is a great professional wrestler. So, like, sticking him with a gimmick like that he can handle, that's not a problem, and that's not the issue. Is that I really wish that if they knew that this is what they were going to do, that given the build up to this point, maybe it could have been a little more elegance. I think is the word I'm looking for, because, like, again, like I said, this kind of, like, the whole revealing him as the Exalted One thing hit kind of flat for me, because it's like, even though, like, again, I appreciate someone like Brody Lee getting a damn check doing what he loves. Like, you should go listen to the episode of Talking Jericho, because he has some interesting things to say about his tenure in the World Wrestling Entertainment. I should have said but yet and still, that's something that you need to listen to, because given, and I'm going to say this live, given how much of an amazing talent Brody Lee is, and really think about his run in the WWE and how they mismanaged that dude. Think about that, like, how they mismanaged awesome talents like Brody and Lee, bro. And it's like, yeah, but again, right back to my point. Again, the whole Exalted One Dark Order stuff hit flat. It's like everything, that little thing that they was building over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe. I'm trying to drag this out. I'm trying to be funny. Don't mind me. But for real, Christopher Daniels should have probably been the Exalted One. I don't know. Maybe that would have hit better. Maybe it's like if he'd have portrayed his homie from SCU to Dark Order or something. Maybe. But even given that, I don't know how that would have hit for me. It would have kind of been, well, we kind of saw that coming, and I probably would have felt the same exact way. Because the thing is, it's like, you know what? I just thought of something. Here's the truth. I'm not invested in the Dark Order. How about that for your answer? I'm not invested in the Dark Order as a group. So when you bring in amazing talent like Brody Lee, give him control of this faction, and it's like, well, it's hitting flat anyway. My boy Brody Lee's getting the check, and he's gonna actually be able to show what the hell he can do in wrestling ring. But he's the leader of a whole bunch of psychos. So okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's remember he was part of the family, but still, okay. I think I've discussed enough my feelings about Brody Lee and the Exalted One and the Dark Order, that while I appreciate Brody Lee getting the check, I don't really appreciate the ultimate build that led to him being the Exalted One. But since, because I'm going to negate 3 minutes of me talking shit, since though, Brody Lee has done a goddamn good job of fucking making himself look good, getting himself in a title match. As soon as he arrived on the damn scene with somebody, he got some real familiarity with some dude named John Moxley. You ever heard of that guy? He's your AEW champion or whatever. But seriously though, I really think that it's like because see, this is why I do this. Because it's this like for anybody who ain't never like who watch some other stuff or whatever, especially when you get to this, and now it's been a while since I say this. This gives me a chance for this to be therapeutic, where I get to discuss my thoughts and then dissect them as I'm discussing them. Because now, when I really think about it, it's not when I really think about it in this way. Given that during this build that there was that whole Jake Hager thing that went flat as a football, references to later, but even given that, I really think that that it wasn't really nobody at this juncture they could really get. So yeah, get somebody in there. You know what I'm saying? Bring back some old issues and stuff with Brody Lee. Yeah, the exalted one, the Dark Order, all that stuff or whatever. But again, like I said, since after all that stuff and his reveal that hit flat, everything else been skyrocketed up, because I appreciate every time Brody Lee get to talking shit, ordering his goons around. Like he literally sent 10 in there to go get murdered by John Moxley, and it's just kind of like, this dude's a fucking monster, and I appreciate that. So it's like the hit went out here, but everything else is like he just been sitting there murdering fools since he got here. But even given that, I'm gonna sit up because I got chased in there because you didn't think I was coming back to that. And it won't be CCW. That ain't gonna never stop being funny. Ever. It's never gonna stop being funny, for the guy. But regardless of that, this match is stupid. This was dumb. It's like, cause see again, because I have some familiarity with Jesus and the work that John Moxley and Brody Lee did in a place called CZW and things like that, understanding and know that this could get really ignorant, and knowing that every match John Moxley has been in that's been a major thing since he's been with the company has been fucking insane. Do you remember when him and the Best Bout Machine murdered each other in a, I don't even know if you can call that whatever the hell that match was? But they murdered each other. You know what I'm saying? Him and Chris Jericho murdered. You know what I'm saying? Just dumb, ignorant shit. It's like that other match that we talked about, not as such. But even given that, a lot of times, and it's like, and you hear me say this a lot of times when I'm talking about matches and things like that. When I'm thinking about the two people who are going to participate in the wrestling match, and given like whether they have history or not, thinking about the matches that they've had with other people and how that stuff can gel and vibe, I knew this was going to get ignorant. I had to maintain what level of ignorance that this could go, because this wasn't a no DQ match. This wasn't no special Jesus on a pole match or anything crazy like that. It was a wrestling match. And it's like, so given the confines of this is a wrestling match between one man, John Moxley, and another one named Mr. Brody Lee, understanding all of this and knowing that, I set my expectations of, yeah, somebody's gonna die maybe, so I'm just gonna sit up here and I'm just gonna let this play out, because see, this is not a no DQ match. This is not the dark, like 30-on-1 of the Dark Order versus John Moxley by himself with a shotgun or something. So I'm setting my expectations for the murder level to like here. And it did that. That's all the match needed to do. John Moxley and Brody Lee murdered each other. That's the whole point. They sat up here. It was smash mouth. It's like, to quote somebody, this ain't a wrestling match, it's a goddamn fight. So that's what you got. There was a lot of things involved. Like, and I really think about that, because I told you I need you to go watch that Cheetah Nyla Rose match. There was a lot of poker chips involved in that, and I just remember that it's probably something I should mention, maybe. But even given the match we're actually talking about, because my brain's working like 50 miles a minute here, of understanding and knowing, I knew what I was getting myself into when I watched this. That paradigm shift on the ramp, oh my God, that was crazy. It's like, and the thing that made that crazy was the way that they showed it. Like, because it's like a lot, because we're watching professional wrestling on television and stuff like that, just as much as important as the wrestling match itself is the framing of big moments. And that paradigm shift through the ramp, that was No, he just sat up her. Sat up her like, we gonna reverse things. Then now she can reverse it. Paradise shift, bitch, right through that. And I'm just like, and then it's like, and then knowing that the rest of the match was gonna ebb and flow from that. Yes, Brody Lee got DDT'd through an entrance ramp. Yes. Then they got up, but then Jon Moxley get out first. Brody Lee's bleeding, and it's like he tried to pin him, and it's just like, no, thank you, no. Because again, like I said, the whole point of this match, given the result, both men look good. It's like, I really don't think that because of his ultimate result, it's going to stop the person who didn't win the match. By the way, that person was Brody Lee. But, even given that, Brody Lee looked hella good. And I think that's what you want. It's like, the thing is that the result was kind of a given. I don't really think that they was literally going to give somebody who's been I can't even talk right now, who's been in a promotion for like 2 months, the title. Unless Jon Moxley was going to go disappear or something for a minute and they needed some way to get it off for both men to look good. But then that's person Brody Lee with your most prized possession. And not saying that he couldn't handle it, but I don't know that that would be the move that a booker would make in that instance unless there was something going on. So I kind of had like my thoughts about the expected result, but how the hell we got there is nuts. This is just one of those things you just really need to sit and watch. It's like, even with not having any prior knowledge to who these men were a decade ago when they were murdering each other in Jesus land, this would probably, if you watch it and you're interested to see them do it again, you should probably go watch that title match back in 2011. That's something that you should definitely watch. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that happened, one of my homeboys suggested that I watch that match like a couple of years ago. Like when I was hitting up her, like when I was in that phone where I had nothing but time to watch. Right? Somebody's like, yo, you should go watch Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee in CZW. And I'm just kind of like, really? I should watch that? And I was literally blown away because I was like absorbing wrestling at like a click at that time. And it's like I watched that match and I'm like, wow, okay. Like I'm sitting up here literally watching a murder. Like, I've watched a couple of matches that were murders, and then there's this. And I'm like, yes, please, I want more of that. And I've been absorbing that ever since then. That's why if you really go back and watch episodes of The Savager, when I talk about Jon Moxley and these super hardcore death matches and shit, it's kind of like because I sat up here for a while and, like, literally absorbed watching Jon Moxley and death matches and stuff. And it's like, and then you sit up here and it's like, and at the same time I was watching Jon Moxley, like, murder fools and get murdered himself, I was watching this neutered version of Dean Ambrose in WWE, and it's kind of like, really now? Okay, fine, whatever, but still, it's going to be interesting because we need to book in this because I'll be talking about this all day. He bit that man, like Dracula. He bit him where her stabbed him and made it go to sleep. Like he fainted. He sat up her, and it's like the thing is that Brody didn't get pinned. He didn't get submitted. He just lost a whole bunch of blood and took a nap. And that's probably the only way the match could have literally ended. When I think about it now, and even like after the result of the match, of understanding that it could only end this way because you still need Brody Lee to look strong. You still need Jon Moxley to be a champion who will take on all comers, which should be interesting on whether or not they really finna put a true rocket ship to Brian Cage. And that's going to be interesting because Brian Cage know how to do his thing, but is he ready for Dean Ambrose? But at least the promo game gonna be interesting because Brian Cage got Taz talking for him, so that should be interesting for nothing else but that. Watch this match though, most definitely. Like I loved everything about this match. These two dudes went in there and they murdered each other. If there was a thing you could use as a weapon around the ring, it was used as a weapon somehow, including the entrance ramp where a man got paradise shift through the son bitch. So it is what it is with that, and we need to get out of here because we have got our main event. Ladies and gentlemen, match of the year. It don't get better than this. I'm like, let's just say this. I have for the past couple of months since this COVID nonsense have been sitting up here trying to put together like where wrestling's going, what we're doing, and it all started with the Boneyard match, with the Firefly Funhouse match, and then WWE raised the stakes even further with the Money in the Bank joint, and we know how that ended or whatever. But even given that, one of the questions that I had, because originally this was supposed to be that blood and guts match that we really never truly understood what the hell it was going to be, other than some 5-on-5 shit. So, given that the things went the way they were, when it's like when this changed to the Stadium Stampede joint, I really think this was the best thing for it because, again, with this craziness with COVID and all this stuff that's happening, pro wrestling is learning to adapt. It's learning to do things that you wouldn't have the opportunity to do normally because the build up to this is insane. My boy, the Spanish guy, Paul him, man. If I didn't feel like cleaning up water, I'd pour out some liquor for my boy Sammy Guevara because Jesus, that man got ran over with a golf cart, bro. Like when y'all sit in the back, like we agreeing to do this bump, you want to get run over with this golf cart, cuz? Okay, and it's just like, yo, that whole street fight was ignorant, and it's like, and then when you really think about it, in like the grand scheme of the build-up of understanding that street fight involving a golf cart with Vanguard 1 being destroyed and all this craziness, and when you really think about, when you stack all of that, and then you bring that into the build and what this match was, I really think that we've gotten to the point where the Stadium Stampede has raised the bar on these, what I want to call these matches, these cinematography-tastic matches or whatever, because we literally have 10 men, a whole bunch of Jacksonville Jaguar cheerleaders. You got JR, you got Tony Schiavone, and you got Excalibur, and two of these OGs have called football matches, and they are illustrious in announcing career. My ass, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I randomly thought of that in my brain as a reference, but getting all of these weird combustible elements together and then just literally watching all of this happen. This match had everything. Like they literally fit in a Lake of Reincarnation spot in this motherfucker. Like, this is stupid. Hangman Page on a fucking horse, okay? Like, literally, Hangman Page shows up late to the back. Hey, yo, bitch, I'm on a horse, my dude. And it's like, what now? A horse, bro? Yeah, horse. That works. Poor again, Sammy Guevara. Northern Light suplex from one end of a football stadium to another. You can't rank this shit. You can't. Well, I think saying Ortiz got locked into an ice chamber. Like, I'm like, the craziness in this match, though, but that end, though. Sammy Guevara is the Spanish god, bro. That dude is a monster. Like, how do you agree to take that bump for that one-wing angel into whatever that stuff was, though? I'm just like, oh my God. Like everything was done. Like, I think honestly one of my favorite parts of that match is that part where Audrey and Jericho were arguing and they went in the booth to get the instant replay, bro. I'm just sitting up here like, why? Like, this match had everything, and right now, no bullshit, is the match of the year, dude. I don't know if AEW should try to top it. I don't think WWE should look at this match and like, yo, we finna do something stupid. Like, because again, you killed two men off the top of your tower. I don't think it gets much better than that, but this is better than that was. Real shit. Stadium Stampede, best match of the year. Like, and we talk about in the instance of, we had John Cena walk out to the NWO theme. You know what I'm saying? We had John Cena walk out to the NWO theme in that 5-5 Funhouse match. AJ Styles was buried alive in the Boneyard match. This match had everything. I don't know what else to tell you. This right here is my match of the year. I don't care if we talking about cinematography matches. I don't care if we talking about actual pro wrestling matches. Because again, if we really gonna sit up here and think about that, if we gonna sit up here and separate it into categories, AEW has had both best matches on both sides. Do y'all remember Young Bucks versus Hangman Adam Page and that boy, the best ball machine, Kenny Omega, dog? That's probably one of the greatest tag team matches of all in time. Happened in the same year that this crazy shit happened. That show you how AEW putting work in. Real shit. I really honestly thought that nothing for real gonna really get better than the combination of, and I put it together, on the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match. This did it, cause it was everything. It was everything. Everything you could have wanted in this match. Hangman Adam Page at the bar. There, remember when we talked about horse? There was horse there. There was a fucking horse. All right. A man was Northern Light suplexed from one end of a football stadium to another. There was another golf cart spot, but thank God Sammy Guevara got away. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. This match of the year, bro. It's not. I'm gonna sit up here and say this just so I can have my mouth drop later. It ain't getting better than this. Now, Universe, prove me wrong. I'm literally telling you, Universe, prove me wrong on this. Tell me that professional wrestling gonna get better than this year. Because if it is, I'm ready for it. And if it's not, then yo, let the Stadium Stampede match stand as the match of the year right now. Like, I watched that match in awe and in glee. and that's what I want. As someone who appreciates professional wrestling as I do, I watched this match with awe and glee with everything they decided to do. And it was just an amazing, amazing build, amazing match from end to end. And it's like, can you top this? Whether what company what you gonna do? How do you top having a full match inside of a football stadium? What can you do? We went from setting photography matches to having matches at your corporate headquarters to now we're having matches inside of empty football stadiums. I'm like, unless we really finna have like 4 matches on top of like a skyscraper or a B-52 or some crazy shit like that, like somebody should get a biplane and like have a match on a biplane. Like, have you ever played Street Fighter before? They literally have a stage where a dude fly on a biplane. Like, there are Smash Brothers stages that like, I'm not gonna go into that because that could have been a hole we could have dove in it. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna get a drink of water because I need to get y'all out of here. I do, because we'll be here all night talking about this Stadium Stampede man. This is dumb, just stupid. I'm like, there are things that happened in this match that I didn't even name. That I named some of the. It's still other highlights. Like, the only other thing that I really think of that really sticks out in my mind, that moonsault by Mac Jackson off the goalpost. That was crazy. And like, I'll hold up, and then it's like what? And then it's like, and then what? Nick Jackson did the the splash on top of Jericho, broke the table. Match was stupid, ignorant, mega dumb. End. Pro wrestling not gonna get better than this year. Wait till 2021 for the reset, bruh. When this Corona shit over, and then y'all can try something dumb. But right now, Stadium Stampede is it. Now, I don't know what this does for the elite and what's gonna happen for the inner circle or whatever. I'm interested to find out, because right now, like, what? Inner circle got the what? The elite got to go. The elite got the TNT Championship. They won the Stadium Stampede. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yo, it's looking up, and they got the tag title. So, they looking up. They still, you still want to be elite, be the elite. You want to do that? You still want to be the elite. So, I'm like, Stadium Stampede match made this the pay-per-view of the year right now, because even given WrestleMania being 2 nights and those matches being pretty hot, I'm just like, yo, Stadium Stampede does it for me, yo. I'm like, and on top of that, the great build up to Cody and Lance Archer was equally stupid. And it's like, Hikaru Shida finally winning the title tonight, and Dustin Rose ain't dead, so that's good. But here's hoping my boy Shawn Spears keeps doing SSN, because like, yo, I wanna watch more Shawn Spears in that environment, which I think is pretty dope. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's looking up for the company. It always is. So it should be interesting to see where the tag titles go next, because we know Paige and Omega gonna face the best friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be interesting. Like, trying to figure out what's going on with the title picture with Hikaru Shida as your champion, and what that does for Nyla Rose, and how that's gonna mess up the division when Britt Baker coming back. So a lot of this stuff that I got questions about will definitely be answered on Dynamite on Wednesday. So it should be interesting to see that. And man, it's hot. But seriously though, give me a second. Do this so I can try to cool off here. We got plenty of show for you, so please sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Me, I'm Mr. Pop That Thing. That's me, the one on triple the G.O.D, aka Mr. CRACKCOCAINE. Hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. Yes, indeed. Bang! And of course, I am the baddest monster in existence. And don't you ever, ever, ever forget it. Always holding down my six, man. The Green Monster, Squish Murder, the Squadron, the Congregation. May they indeed be praised. And the ladies of rage who bring you this heat every single time I hit the record button. Janine, Betsy, Maxine, your girl and mine. My girl, Miss Marceline, aka Miss Martha, hold down your uno, doses, thraces, and crossover. Haven't we done that already? Oh, we did, but we're going to do it again to remind you that we stay winning, never losing round here. Oh, just like that. Look. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you feeling this pro wrestling content. We do everything right here. We just ain't no one thing. We everything. We everything. Team JR bring you this heat. So if you like it, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when that crack coming out. All my social media links are immediately down below. If you want to get at me somehow, you got a comment, please leave it. Like the video if you did, and like the video if you did not. And yo, if you wish to support this show in these trying times with your cash money, and yo, I'm taking it if you giving it, hit up the Cash App, hit up the PayPal, and of course hit the Patreon. And yo, shout out to my partner in Hentai, Ryan Bomber, and my boy Drew, aka Yoni Bass. I shout them out. Yo, get in the comments, man. I want to hear what you got to say about my boy Brian Cage. I am interested to know because you had thoughts about my boy Killer Cross, so I want to know what you feel about Brian Cage for the one time. So yo, get at me in the comments, fam. I swear to God, straight up. Look. We've got plenty more show for you. We actually got some stuff that we literally need to cover, and I probably need to do it ASAP, so I'm going to get to that. So sit back, relax, stay tuned. You know, I did all that. Look, got plenty more show for you, and we've got it for you. Yes, indeed. We got it exclusively for your ass. Bang, bang, bang. Wink, wink, wink. Bang, bang, bang. Wink, 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 wink. We do all that shit. And we've got it. Right after these commercial messages. Rest in peace to Shag Gaspar. Rest in peace to Hanukkah Moore. You know what I'm saying? Lost two great people, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep your heads up out there. Be careful. Keep together. Keep your shit straight. Let's just be good to one another. Let's just do that. Let's just be good to one another. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do that shit, alright? More show follow, y'all. Right after these commercials.